Okay, we're rolling the boards a bit here because obviously missions are sporadic. Rolling the boards is just changing to a different instance to see if the missions are different. The most boring part of this is flipping the board.
message.
So this guy is a criminal. More trouble than it's worth, we're not going to take that. Another criminal, sadly. And another criminal. Okay, so I've been through all my boards once, open all my private groups and solo. The boards should reset in a couple of minutes, so I am just going to kill a few minutes while I wait for that, and I'll check through them all once more, trying to fill my ship up. I've got about 105 million credits worth of missions so far. I've got enough passenger cabins left that I could probably get another 40 million, but do I want to sit around for another half an hour flipping the boards basically. I'll roll the next set of boards and just try and fill it with a can, but we'll get off soon. I will be right back. Fly along. We go. have it nearly 1.9 million light seconds away from the star. It's going to take us about 40 minutes to get there. Which is why we have 100 million credits worth of taxi fare. Okay, hopefully that's a bit better. Guess we'll have a bit of background music while we fly. One of the benefits of playing in the Mobius PvE group, everyone's super friendly and quite helpful. that's nice. When you're in a wing, if you sell commodities in a station and you wingmates are in the instance with you, so like outside the space station or docked in the same station but not in Super Cruise, they'll get like a percentage of your profit when you sell the commodities. I've never tried it with passenger missions, but it'd be really interesting to see if you get a profit share off them. It'd actually probably make more sense for me to ditch some of my cabins and have more cargo space, because I only have 4 tons of cargo space, which is the minimum you need to like collect the rewards for a mission. They'll give up to 4 tons of cargo as a reward, but you have to constantly go back to the commodities market to sell off before you collect the next passenger mission payout. I wonder if maybe I'd be better off dropping more cabin space and taking more cargo space. You'll see that better when I arrive at the station. One of the more boring trade runs in Elite, but ridiculously large payout. I didn't even fill all my cabins and I'm going to get 100 million or more for this. Slow a little, see if he actually catches up with me. Hey Terminus, yeah, I am heading to SMEATON Orbital with a whole bunch of passenger cabins stuffed full of passengers, and it's about a 40-minute flight, but I have about 100 million credits worth of passenger missions here, and I want to buy some big ships, so a couple of passenger runs, and away we go. Hopefully my NVIDIA Shadow Play hasn't just completely disregarded my microphone like it normally does, and I haven't just been whittering to myself for the last 20 minutes. With any luck, it's all sorted now. Oh yeah, it seems to be. So yeah, the stream title is the passenger run I'm doing. If you've not heard of it, UPSILON AQUARII from Allen Hub to LTT 9360 SMEATON Orbital. It is a bit boring. There is a slight chance of interdiction, but it's good money. But somewhat boring. So if you've got any questions, shoot. Or if anyone in chat knows, do passenger missions pay a wing bounty out like commodities do? Neither me or Azrael knew. Super Cruise time still going up. Maybe I'll hit 1400 times the speed of light before we start slowing down. Yeah, I never did the multi-jump passenger missions. They came during the period I wasn't really playing. But it's absolutely crazy, this money route. I spent like the first 18 months of the game desperately trying to crush elite trader, and we used to do it when you could literally beacon from the star to a station if you're in a wing. So you jump into the system and your mate is parked at like the station that you want to sell at with their beacon on, and when you arrived at the star it would like teleport you to the station. And like that took still took a year and a half to get about 500 million credits, and then I hit elite trader when I started playing again a fortnight ago, doing this trade run in 2 days, which is crazy how much easier it is to make cash now. What are you shit at, Gorthug? Making money, flying, everything? Like, I'm pretty shit at the actual nuts and bolts of flying, you know. I play with an Xbox controller. I used to fly with a hot ass and everything, but I just don't really have the space to dedicate to it anymore. And actually I'm surprised at how much control I can get on an Xbox pad. Yeah, I'm lucky. I did all my Fed's Empire and Alliance reputation before I took a break, so they're all still pretty good. What sort of ship are you in at the moment, Gorthug? Are you like struggling to get out of the starter ships, or have you managed to fight your way up to the bigger stuff and easy money? Because like even in a Sidewinder you can do 20 million in half an hour easy, no problem. Oh, you're just starting out. Okay, when I dock up at SMEATON Orbital, I'll give you a... I think I can probably find you a YouTube video that will explain how to do it, but you go to this station, and when you arrive at the station, you'll get like an email message from Professor Palin, and he wants you to collect like some cargo, some alien artifact cargo, and you can make like a jump. There's two jumps away. There's a system you can pick up the various alien artifacts he wants, and that pays between 17 and 23 million a run, and that takes about 20 minutes a round trip. You need 4 tons of cargo space. That's it. You do need the expansion though. You've got to land on a planet. So do you have like an SRV and the Horizons season pass, or are you just flying in space? Ooh, interdiction. No idea how I managed to evade that. Okay, great, Gorthug. So, like, wait till we get back to this station and I'll dig out this link for you. Basically, it takes like about 40 minutes of fucking about at the start because there is a slight bug in the alien ship. So, like, you should be able to scan it and it should show up as a waypoint on your radar. So when you're going back there, it's easier to, like, land at the right location. But the waypoint that you have to scan is actually under the ground, so you have to like tilt your SRV so you're pointing like at the floor so you can scan it. But like once you've done that, it is just a 20-minute round trip to go pick up another one of these missions, go and hand in 4 of these alien artifacts, and that's tons of money. You know, that'll get you in a decent ship in an hour. Yeah, planetary scan jobs are pretty good too. I mean, this is ludicrous, the run I'm doing at the moment. I haven't even filled my passenger cabins. I've got like over 50 cabins empty and I'm still getting 100 million for it. Insane. So, like, if you don't want to wait till I land and explain it to you, that video that I've just posted from YouTube, that is a guy that basically explains everything you need to do to go and collect a lot of money in basically a starting ship. I mean, it is a bit of a faff though, so if you want something slightly more mundane, go grind Imperial rank out. HIP 100012 and Kuraniji, they both only have 1 station in them, and both stations, all of the mission givers in the stations are Imperial. So you can pick up like 30 data delivery missions from 1 station to the other station, and all of them will give you Imperial rank and all of them will pay money. You don't even need to board flip, and just ping pong between those 2 stations. It's 1 jump and it's like 10 minutes to get backwards and forwards between them. Not only will you hit King in like a week of doing it, but you'll get like a couple of million credits each run. That's a lot easier, that's more accessible than the YouTube video, but the YouTube video will make you 10 times as much money in the same time. The good thing with the Imperial missions, data delivery missions, don't need cargo space, so it doesn't matter what you're in. Slightly less boring than this 40-minute passenger run, that's for sure. Yeah, you know, I like Eve and I like Elite. I want to be in a spaceship, so like I played Elite a little bit, and I love how their economy works and all the player faction stuff. I think is absolutely inspired, but I didn't like the fact that you weren't basically piloting a ship. So like Elite gives me a lot more satisfaction from that point of view. But I wish we had like the Eve ecosystem of whatever their guilds are called, you know, corporations, and like manufacturing was all player controlled rather than a factor of like the manufacturing of the background sim. I think we'd get a lot more emerging gameplay if it was all player driven rather than background sim driven. Saying that, like, the game is so different from when I stopped playing. It is, there's so much more stuff in it, and like the quality of life improvements are so much better than they were like 2 years ago. It's a lot better game for it, and I don't think I'd have noticed that so much if I'd just played the whole like 2 years. So I'm actually quite glad I had a big break. Sit in the blues throttle zone so we don't have to go through the loop of shame when we get to SMEATON Orbital. And I'm not just moving around for the hell of it here. We are going to try and come in at the front door of the station, which we do because if you look in the bottom left corner, we've got the little mini-map, that picture of the space station that's moving around as I move around. If we stand it on its head like that and have it above us, we are going to hopefully be... Basically, when I get close enough to land, we're going to pull up and it's going to rotate around enough that we'll land at the front door, hopefully. Yeah, station incidents do happen, Gorthug. I mean, like, it really is worthwhile, even if you don't want to chance even like a sidewinder, go into the training missions in off the menus, and one of them is like leaving a station, travelling to another station and docking again. Just replay that like 20 times until you've got it down pat. But if you're like really struggling and it's proving to be a pain in the butt while you get on with other stuff, just put a docking computer in it and lose a bit of cargo space, you know, until you feel confident that you can save it. Do you use like an Xbox pad, or are you using like a hot ass setup? Right. So when you're landing, is it like lining yourself up with the landing pad that you have difficulty with, and like stopping in time? So like, yeah, keep it slow, but also like, I don't know if you know, but when you deploy your landing gear, some of the controls on your controller change, and you get more controls for like shuttling left and right. I'll show you when we get to SMEATON Orbital in a minute, when I dock, and that actually makes landing with an Xbox controller super easy, I think. I mean, one thing for sure, before you get inside the station, deploy your landing gear. It will restrict your top speed, which will make it less likely you'll crash. And it'll stop you from being able to deploy your hard points if you're using like the default control layout. Yeah, I mean, keep it in the blue bar on your throttle for best maneuverability, but be at the very, very bottom of the blue bar when you're like coming in. I mean, like with your landing gear deployed, the top of the blue bar will be just under 100 kilometers a second, so that's like your 100 meters a second, sorry, which is like your speed limit speed. You probably find that pretty safe. Okay, so we're keeping our approach time over 6 seconds. Oh no, we didn't. We went under 6 seconds. That was foolish. So I need to bleed some speed off, or we'll overshoot. We're using the mini map at the bottom to try and get to the entrance of the station. Don't really want to get sucked in by that gravity well though. Right, so like normally, let me pull away from this. We'll come back in again in a second. Normally when I pull my triggers, my hard points deploy. You just heard my heatsink go off. If I deploy my landing gear, okay, so come to a stop. So I'm sitting stationary, pointing at the rotating station. Now when I use my triggers, because my landing gear is deployed, it just shuttles me left and right. That is the control that will probably help you with docking. Let's actually go in and we'll see what I mean. We're on pad 2. I know pad 2 is very near the entrance. Oh, I appear to have stuck on the letterbox. Oh, there we go. So pad 2. Right. What I was on about outside that you couldn't really see because the background was parallaxing is when my landing gear's down, my triggers that would normally deploy my hard points will move me left and right. You should be able to see on the scanner at the bottom of the screen I'm just sweeping across the pad. So if you need to line yourself up with a centre, you can just use the triggers when the undercarriage is down to get yourself in the middle, and then you can accelerate and deaccelerate to get to the actual centre spot. Hopefully that vaguely helps.
Ship is on the ground. Right crew dispatched. You may want to be wary around these parts, Commander. This whole system is on the brink of rebellion.
Let's get some of these passenger missions handed in. Doesn't look like he got any, I think I'd have seen him primary joy. No, I don't want passenger lounge. So these passengers sometimes give us 4 tons of cargo because they hate us. Bit of a palaver handing in.
Incoming message. Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Incoming message. Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Incoming mission critical message.
I use the advanced controller setup, Gorthug, which is pretty good. Yeah, that's the control layout that I use, which is better than the default one. You get a lot more options. So like my undercarriage, I hold the X button down and I press down on the D-pad, but left, right and up on the D-pad do other functions shifted off that key. It uses like key toggles. Plus I have like a little keyboard on my Xbox controller, so I also have all the extra buttons a keyboard provides, which is useful.
Incoming message. Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Is that all of them? Yeah, great. Nice. It's not the button I intended to press.
Detachment complete. Moderate speed on exit.
Landing gear retracted.
They're like, yeah, they're really handy actually. Look, the main reason I got mine is I bought a VR headset, and actually having a keyboard where I don't have to go fishing for it, that I can find with my thumbs while I'm holding the controller, made it like 100 times easier.
Frameshift drive charging.
He jumped in right on our face. I don't know if you can play keyboard and mouse, but you can definitely use the Xbox chat pad that you connect to the bottom of the Xbox controller for a keyboard. I don't know if you can get like keyboard Xbox mice, or if the game supports them though. And I'm playing on PC to be fair, so. Could all be bunkum. you go. That's how you make 100 million credits and repeat. And then die of boredom. But rich boredom.
Landing gear deployed. More details.
For the safety of all visitors, be considerate of other vessels while passing through the main access corridor.
Okay, well that is me about done for the time being. I will likely be back on this evening doing a bit more space truck simulator, maybe some more passenger runs, but more likely I think me and a few friends are going to go and do some bounty hunting. I am desperately trying to claw my way back to 50 followers so that I get my Twitch affiliation back. So if you'd like the program, please click follow. You don't have to keep notifications on if you don't want to, but I just need like 9 more people. And come back later if you want to watch some more space trucking, or if you want to come join me or me and my mates. Have fun. Thanks for watching.